Good afternoon, everyone. It's lunchtime, so you know what that means. Material Mondays. Yeah, I'm really trying to make that a thing. Anyway, so as you can see, we got Baiju. If you missed, I believe it was Friday that we got him. I had to do a double take. I almost thought I was on my main because this is how I logged out. I didn't play too terribly much over the weekend, but we did get Baiju up to 50. As well as, funny enough, okay, I'm sorry, I'm just checking my audio level. As well as being able to level his artifacts to level 16. I did sack some pieces, because it's along the lines of they were okay, but I was never going to use them because they didn't have the ideal stats that I wanted. So he's on 4-piece Noblesse, and it's okay. I think we're still going to go for Noblesse anyway, because we need him for Bennett, specifically, but Diona as well, and possibly Charlotte. So part of the reason Baiju got leveled is my husband was just like, yeah, you know what? You got Baiju, go ahead and level him. And he can be in the Blender team. And he'd be a little bit better than the Cryo Resonance just because he can potentially, apply the Dendro so he can do, like, Virgin and whatnot. And, yeah, his healing is way better than Charlotte's just because his skill also heals and not just his burst. With that said, he might actually need a ER Sands. I run my main with an ER Sands. Just so we ensure he gets his burst back often enough, especially once we get Farina. Hi, Brian. How you doing? So as of right now, as you can see, he has an on-set HP Sands, which, you know what? Not bad. And it does have a little ER on it. The rolls haven't been good. Can you tell where the rolls went? If you can't, it's in the HP. It's in flat HP, which is not terrible for him because he does need it for his healing and shield, but not exactly what I wanted. So hopefully we can get another stance for him. So next week will be a week of Baiju to make sure we can get him up to snuff with everybody. But in that regard, he'll only need Ascension, which is a little tricky. Only because if you look here, he needs the Baptist, which, we can kill it. It's not that big of a deal. The Violet Grass might be a little cumbersome, so we just gotta make sure we check Boo Boo Pharmacy. And I want to say Boo Boo Pharmacy is the only one that does have the Violet Grass. But we'll make sure that we buy the seeds in the teapot and try to go around to see if we can find them. This is where Nahida would come in handy, honestly, with her skill. And the spores. This is another one that's a little bit, but if we have to utilize the Paimon's bargain shop, we will. But it's this. It's actually the Dendro crystals that are going to be the problem because his boss doesn't drop them. So I am going to have to convert probably Geo or whatever I have the most of on hand that I'm not actively using to make his Dendro crystals. That's the only bad part. But yeah, his talents are all still level 1. Actually, not. Okay, these are slimes. This is fine. We can at least do this. There. His talents are all now level 2. But speaking of talents, as you can see, there's a event marker lit up. Ta-da! There is the Overflowing Mastery, which will give us double drops for 3 runs of normal resin and talent domains. So Wednesday, 100%, we're going to go for Guides to Gold, even if we were just going to do ley lines this week. This is just so we don't miss out on this event, because it is only a week. So it's fitting right on theme. It's just a week early. So for today, we're going to take a look for a second. Baiju we know is Wednesdays. I believe Kazuha's is Tuesday. Kazuha and Zhengling. Yeah. So Tuesday for them. Do we have anyone that has today? Because Ballot is Wednesdays. Yep. Tuesday for Eula. Oh, we might actually go for the Traveler. Oh, we actually have some? We do. We want your burst and then skill and then that. Oh, well, your burst is already level 2. Can we just give you... Yeah, we can. So let's do that. We'll get his stuff all to level 2. I didn't realize I didn't do that. Go, Traveler. You're not. Equity is today. I know this is not. Wednesdays. Diona needs freedom. Oh, so Diona. Diona has one. Okay, so we might go and get Diona's today. Because she, obviously, as you can see, she'll need the gold books. You need Guide to Gold. We're not using you at the moment in your order as well, right? Justice. So you would be tomorrow. And those are all the ones we're actively using. So Diona's the only one that needed stuff? Really? Interesting. That's interesting. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Did I grab my key from last time? Yes. Alright. So because I believe my resin is capped, we'll go and do this right now. So picking the ones for tomorrow is going to be a little bit tricky, but I do probably think I'm going to do Diligence just because I have 2 characters that use it. And it's going to be similarly, like, I'm going to need gold for Baiju anyway, but Xingqiu also uses gold. I don't remember what this one is. You know what? Okay, it says we want fire, so we'll leave Zhangling in here and we'll see what happens. So we'll use the Blender team. Which one is this?
Boba, get them!
The wind knows me.
The doctor will see you. You're toast!
I would say Kai is useless in here, but he's really not. Just because he has the Blizzard Strayer right now. Plus his talent? Question mark?
Seems like an emergency.
Nice and spicy!
Into the wind.
Yeah, that was just rude.
Adorn mine with coolant. This moment will be frozen in time.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Mind the side effects. The wind knows me. Come.
Oh my gosh.
I must remain calm.
Boba, get
You
them!
must.
The doctor will see you.
Freeze. Remember, health comes first.
Oh gosh.
Nice and spicy!
Time to go. Into the wind. Mind the side effects.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Dodge this. One with nature.
I mean, the good news is that we killed it. The bad news is how long that took. But let's thank God for Baiju. Jesus. Alright, so I'm gonna leave. And we'll go back in with Eula's team. Just to see if it goes a little bit faster. Yes, Eula is cryo. I think we're gonna have to take out Xingqiu just to avoid being frozen. So we'll put
I can't
Zhangling
wait
back in,
any longer.
and we'll see how she does. Because she might be cryo, but her physical might actually be better.
Booba, get them. Shaken and stirred.
Clouds high. The birds.
You're toast. Beg for mercy. More speed. Shudder. Sketch. Look at you, Boondale.
Into the wind.
Crush. Vengeance will be mine.
Oh my god, why do you... That sucks.
I condemn you. Shaken and stirred.
The wind knows me.
Oh my god, the icicles. Jesus. No.
Let's go, let's go. Can't handle your drink. Huh. Nice and spicy. Eat this.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my.
Shut up. Huh?
I want to stand in my heal... I was trying to stand in my healing circle, but that went much, much faster. So, great sword, claymore, physical, way to go. Thank you, Lula. Lula? Thank you, Eula. Those are a bunch of syllables I tried to string together that shouldn't have been. Alright, so one more run of this, then we'll do our artifact route. Because I did reset the time yesterday since I was out for most of the day yesterday.
Think you can bully me? Booba.
Really nice gathering with friends for Memorial Day.
Crush. Huh?
I might have to... Oh, good.
Beg for mercy.
Is that a part of the domain that's doing that? Where I'm just feeling sluggish as heck?
Freeze to the core. Huh? Huh? Yeah.
Really? That's all it did?
Huh?
Boba! Boba, you're now the wrong way.
Into the wind.
Crush. Sketch. Hey, out of the frying pan, into the fun.
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Huh?
How? How? How did I get stuck? Answer me that.
Vengeance will be mine. Yeah. Huh? Huh? Shaken and stirred. Can't handle your...
The wind knows me.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of that.
Beg for mercy. Nice and spicy. Sketch. Rack and ruin.
No shield for you. Yeah, those ones I'm not a huge fan of, where like the cryo just like zaps your stamina and stuff. Oh, cool, we got a gold. Okay. I almost wonder if we should just keep this team together right now, because we will need to fight Tartaglia. I think we can do that. So let's just go to Fontaine and begin our artifact route. And as of right now, the fodder, I think, is going to go to Zhangling's stuff, because she's pretty much set to actually get the stuff sent over. She just needs the stuff leveled so she can be on the proper set. My issue is that... Did I hit it? I did not. Wait, what? No, fruit. My issue actually is that she actually has 3 level 20 5-star artifacts. She has 2-piece Wanderer's Troop and the offset Pyro Goblet. So she's keeping the goblet because I couldn't get one on set. But I do want to make sure everything is leveled, which might mean I have to level everything, or not everything, but at least the 2 pieces that she had at 20 to 20, just to make sure that she's kind of where she has been. How the heck did I hit the other one first when I was standing on the other one? Down we go. Yeah, and I deliberately left you. So we'll see. And also with Xingqiu, we're still at least missing a 5-star energy recharge Sans. I would still really like him with an ER Sans. But again, all depending. He might be all right with an attack Sans. I think it depends on how much ER his other pieces are giving, which, if I recall, isn't much for the pieces I have managed to get. That said, it probably means for artifact farming, I'll probably still do Emblem because it's the easier of the two. I can do the Noblesse Domain. It is just a pain in the tuchus.
Yeah.
But both the Emblem Domain and the Noblesse Domain have the same problem. And that's, I don't need the other set that's there. So anything from that, unless it's a really, really solid off piece, I'm not going to need it. I'm just going to feed it into the artifact exchanger. Oh, well, thank you to that person. I randomly got a gift stuff to Mr. Happy. And happy partnerversary to Mr. Happy as well. It is his 10-year partnerversary, so that's actually really exciting.
One with nature.
Think you can bully me? Crush.
Oh yeah, I can't freeze you. I don't have Xingqiu.
The wind knows me.
Booba, get them!
Man, I could grab these right now, but I'll do that when I do the route. The actual mining route.
More speed.
So the plan for resin today, because like I said, I completely forgot the lane line overflow was going to happen with the talent materials. So we have Oh, that's actually going to spend our resin. I just realized. Because it's 30 for bosses. So we're going to do our boss rush today. So no ley lines for today. But starting tomorrow, we'll be farming ley lines with that resin. No, I don't have that one unlocked on this. Over here. Tomorrow I would like to try to finish the second story for the Raiden Shogun. I don't know what exactly caused the internet hiccups that I had on Friday were. But yeah, it was making it very difficult to actually play the game. More so for like, there was actually one point in the cutscene you saw everything like blur out, pixelate, and stuff like that, which typically meant my ping skyrocketed. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna even try that with the fight with the Raiden Shogun coming up. Which I believe is roughly where we left off. So, there shouldn't have been. Actually, this could tell me. Farewell to the past. So not the next part, but the part after probably was the end of it. So still a little ways to go. But I would like to do that as well as farm the ley lines, like I said. But because that's pretty much all I have planned is the ley lines, and that takes way less time than it does to do artifact domains or anything like that. Like I said, I was debating doing Hako Life, so I think on Wednesday we might. Yeah, because tomorrow we're gonna do Raiden Shogun. My brain, man. So Wednesday we'll actually maybe do our daily stuff on Genshin, and then do a little bit of Hako Life just to see it.
Shudder!
Another test
Out of
subject.
the frying pan,
Into the wind.
Like I said, just to actually see it. You did not need to do that, Eula.
beg for mercy. Shaken and stirred.
Oh, there is one here.
The wind knows me.
Ooh, we got a max drop.
There's no end to this.
Gooba, get them.
I don't know about that.
Scratch.
Yeah, this goes way faster with Xingqiu. And that's just because he can freeze things. Yeah, I just want to try the game, see how it feels to also do a little bit of a, I totally thought there was a person there. To actually do a little bit of a variety stream. Because let's face it, there's always going to be something I can do on here, especially with like exploration and stuff like that. But there are days, you know, you just kind of don't want to. So as it is, we still need to finish exploring Mondstadt to see if we can find all the treasure chests. So again, there is stuff we can do. But we'll just be playing around. One of the other things I was toying with, but I would need to see if the emulator will work. Now, full disclaimer, because I know emulators are kind of taboo when streaming. I do own the game. I own the game like multiple times. I just don't have a way to stream the game. And that's Chrono Trigger. I adore that game. I love that game. It was my first JRPG, actually. And, you know, that was released back in 95, so, yeah. I started out with an absolute banger. And I would love to share it with you all. Because it holds a very special place in my heart, not just because of being my first JRPG and just being an excellent game overall. Like, what they did with Chrono Trigger was absolutely amazing when it came to like time travel and everything like that. Everything made sense and didn't feel convoluted. But my mom, may she rest in peace. So I became obsessed with the game, like to the point like I was literally renting it every week just so I could play it. And she ended up buying it from Blockbuster because she knew one of the managers. It's like, yeah, she's the one that's just gonna rent it all the time. Can I just buy it off of you? Kind of situation. But in seventh grade, and I was looking forward to this project too, by the way. So in seventh grade, for art class, we had to make paper mache dolls, which I remember my brother doing. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. I want to do this. Now, when he did it, he made two. He made one for himself and then one for his best friend. So he made himself Spider-Man in the like web slinging pose, and they attached like a shoestring so it could hang from the ceiling. So he was actually swinging, which was really neat. And then the other one he made was the pink Mighty Morphin Ranger. So at the time it was Kimberly. I almost held down the button because I was doing this with Arlecchino earlier.
Nice and spicy.
Come at me, bro.
Shake it and stir. Shut up.
So when it was my turn to do the project, and again, I was super excited for this.
Eye for an eye.
I trapped him under a rock. I decided to make Chrono. So the main character from Chrono Trigger. And I had literally made the pose for the doll and did the base form of the paper mache part of it. Now, as I mentioned before, I do suffer from chronic migraines, and back when I was in school, they would come full force. Like, it was absolutely atrocious on how bad they were. And I was out sick because of them. So I was out for a day, recuperated, came back, and then all of a sudden my doll was missing. No idea why or whatever. And I'm telling this to the teacher, and basically she's just telling me to shut the heck up, and randomly gave me a doll that was just sitting in a basically like a discard bin or something. And I'm like, well, obviously that's somebody's doll. But she didn't care. She was just like, work on this. But it's not my doll. So walking away in defeat back to my table, I then see something out of the corner of my eye in one of the other cluster's bins. So I went over to it. Sure enough, it was my doll for Chrono. And she's bitching at me. The teacher's yelling at me, telling me to put it down. What the heck are you doing? And I was like, this is mine. In tears, I am shouting that this is mine and I can prove it. And hands on her hips. How? I was like, the reference is in my locker. So she went, go get it. So I went over to my locker and grabbed the Nintendo Power my brother had given me because our mom had gotten him a subscription to Nintendo Power. And the first issue he got was the last one he bought in the store.
More speed.
And he gave it to me because it had Chrono Trigger in it. So I opened it up to where the article was for Chrono, and Akira Toriyama's artwork up front and center. I stood the doll up and I said, pretend this is his sword. And I had a pencil in my hand and I put it right into the, like, against the outstretched hand. And the color drained from the teacher's face. Like oh my God, you are telling the truth. And she apologized, I don't know how many times at that point. And I had actually said, I don't feel safe with it here because it's already been taken once, was to say it's not going to happen again. So she allowed me to take it home, but not before she asked which cluster I got the doll out of. Because, oh my God, I'm sure they got a talking to. So I come home with this semi-painted thing. The face and hands were already painted. Thankfully, that's as far as whoever took it got it. Because otherwise, that would have been a whole other problem. Because paint was one thing we did not have in the house. Paint and mostly markers. I had some, but not a lot. So I come home, and I'm not happy, and I come home with this doll, and I show it to my mom, and she was just like, what's this? What's going on? And I told her everything that happened. So she thought I had to, like, get it done by, like, tomorrow kind of situation. I was like, no, and in fact, my teacher gave me extra time because I'm not working on it in class. So that meant not only did I, have to use personal time to do it, homework time or whatever, I needed to find a way to get some art materials. It's not like it was, like it is now, where I could go in my closet and be like, okay, I have all these paints, I have markers, color pencils, clay, like, you name it, I probably have it. in some shape or form. And she stood there looking at the doll. And I told her what it was supposed to be. And even she was just like, oh, I can tell. Because she's seen that picture 100 times. And she goes, give me a day. Because the following day she actually had off from work. And I said, okay. I go to school, come home, and my mom had not only dug out a bunch of old scrap fabric, she had already made pieces for this. She had sewn the tunic, the pants, and the feet in his boots. And I'm like, what the? And she was just like, okay, here's some felt you can use for his hair. And I was like, okay, cool.
Into the wind.
So I ended up with what little markers I did have. Because again, that was one of the things that was kind of weird we didn't have in the house. Like, my mom was very against having markers. I think she thought we were, like, as kids, I could understand, like, drawing on the walls or something. Or maybe they would stain. But yeah, so the markers I did have were from this Hunchback of Notre Dame like stationery set. So I only had like 3 colors. Thankfully, there were colors I needed, which were red and black and blue. So I'm there. I'm drawing the face. I'm cutting the felt, and like the glue isn't totally holding down on its own. And my mom goes, "Hang on a second." So she goes and she gets this little pin, like the sewing pins that you would put in the fabric as you use the sewing machine and stuff, to hold it together. And she just like plunks it in his head. So there is still a needle in his head to hold the base part of the felt down. I think the only part of that project that didn't actually survive was his katana. One, it was very thick, because in order for it to hold its shape, we used tinfoil to make it. But because it was only tinfoil and it wasn't like wrapped around something, it got all folded and stuff like that over the years. But I still have Chrono himself, thankfully. But yeah, I remember just like getting that all done. My mom did most of the work for that because I don't know, and I still don't know how to sew. Unfortunately, I was never actually taught. But you know, she just went ham and just made it and whatnot. And we had ribbon that I glued to the upper part of his chest, so it was the undershirt or whatever that's under Chrono's tunic. The felt was used for the like bracers on his wrist. Uh, and I think probably this is probably one of the more inventive things that my mom was just like, oh, we can use this. Chrono has a handkerchief or scarf wrapped around his neck, or bandana. But basically a piece of cloth wrapped around his neck. And I'm like, we don't have any like orange fabric. What do we do? So back in the day, a grocery store that my mom was the manager at, Edwards. I don't know how big of a chain that was, but Edwards, for Halloween they used to do orange plastic bags. So she took part of the plastic bag and made it into the handkerchief. And I'm like, that's actually brilliant. And it's one of the reasons I love arts and craft projects that use so unconventional items. It's when I used to watch Project Runway, my favorite episodes were the unconventional material challenges. And that was why. Because who would have thought to use a plastic bag that way? Certainly not me. It's, being 14. But I was like, okay, that's really cool. So I get the doll done, like me and my mom. So when I go to hand it in, I am very honest with my teacher, and that my mom did literally like 90% of the work. And that was basically because like I don't know how to use a sewing machine or sew in general.
Crush.
Why is there always one just like roaming back here? Stay with your friends. Die together. But yeah, I told my teacher, like, so obviously knock me down a few points and stuff like that. Cause yeah, my mom did a chunk of that work and whatnot. The look on my teacher's face seeing the final product was priceless, because I don't think she thought, oh, did I miss one? All right, again, we'll check Fontaine. I don't think she thought like outside of the box. Like for school materials, we had the colored pencils, markers. Okay. No, I did the boat. I feel like I missed a spot. That's okay. If I miss a few, I miss a few. It's no big deal. Look, look. There we go. But yeah, so you had that, you had yarn and paint, and that was pretty much it. I think maybe a sliver of ribbon or something like that. But I don't think she ever thought that you could use like fabric in this way to make the doll like really pop and not just be very flat and one-dimensional. I do wish, honestly, I wish now, like nowadays, I probably would have tried to sculpt on the face and try to make that a little bit more poppy and 3D because, you know, his clothes were 3D-ish. So just to make it pop more, I would have totally done that. Pardon me while I take a sip of my drink. But like when I handed that in, the teacher, one, did not care because I think, again, she felt terrible that she called me a liar and everything. But it was a like A plus plus kind of situation. Like that's how much she was praising on how this looked. And she was like, I would like to display this for the rest of the year. And she put it in the little window display thing. And the one thing I said, I was like, yeah, you can. You just have to hand it to me personally, like when I ask for it. So end of the year, I went immediately. I actually got dismissed early from like homeroom or something like that, just so I could go and get it and put it in my locker because of what had happened with it. And yeah, it was great that I got to experience the project in that way. It was one of the things that like my mom knew I liked doing arts and crafts and stuff like that back when she was the den mother for my brother's Cub Scout group and whatnot. Like anytime they had to do an arts and craft, like if it was an ornament or making the little like bird feeder with the peanut butter and pine cone or whatever, I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to do it too. So I had my own little table. The boys were all over on the other side. I was in my own little corner, like, yay, I have stuff. But I will always remember that my mom did that for me. Oops. Actually, why don't we grab
Etiquette
the
is
stuff
all
out of
just for.
this? Because I believe it's Michelle's birthday. She only gives us one ballad book. Kaya appreciates it. Alright, let's go fight Tartaggles since we have Zhangling in the party. Golden House. I almost want to flip in Baiju. You know what? We're gonna experiment.
I'll treat your wounds.
Thank you, Baiju. I appreciate it.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle.
Eat this!
How
Shut
are
up.
you coming?
Mind the side
Try
effects.
this.
That's not very nice.
You've made some progress. Guess I should take you more seriously.
Race Booba! Get them! Let us cross swords.
All you do is run.
More
Taggle.
crush.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Again, as part of this is because Baiju is
Mind
not
the side
very
effects.
high level.
Gotcha.
Remember, health comes first.
Right hip into the fire.
Oh my god! Tartaglia.
Statue will see you now. Shudder. Nice and spicy.
One with nature. A bitter pill to swallow. I shed this mortal coil.
Beg for mercy.
Okay, so this honestly, this is where
Into the wind.
get him, Guava.
Crush you.
Oh
No
my
ingredients
God.
for me today.
I
Mind the side
freaking hate you.
effects. Gotcha.
Crushed.
Raging.
Beg for mercy.
Alright, so Baiju needs a little bit more help. Need more Chimkin. We have 68 seconds for Shangling.
More speed.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
The statue will see you now. Shudder. Touche.
Stop.
One with nature. A bitter pill to swallow.
Beg for mercy. Touche. Good grief. Shudder.
Oh God.
Crush.
Seems like an emergency.
No way the wheel.
I condemn you. Yeah. Yeah. Touche. More
Okay,
speed.
stop attacking me when I'm in the venue.
Good grief.
Rude.
Shudder. The statue will see you now. Freeze to the core. More speed.
The wind knows me.
You mother.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Beg for mercy.
What the hell are you doing?
Shudder.
One with nature.
I don't think that's hers. That's, I believe, Zhongli's. Okay. Critical energy recharge. Crappy defense. Alright, let's go to a statue of the seven. That was rough. So Diona's shield, despite being kind of weak, if I'm being really honest, really helps out there. I can't say I noticed any, like, decreased crit or anything like that. Although, let's check if he was crit rate. What's it got? Oh, okay, that is noticeable. Because when Diona's in the party, so you can see the resonance, she has way, way more than that. Oh. Game, why are you dropping frames?
May knowledge guide you.
Oops. That's because the internet's being jumpy again.
Leave it to me.
Yep, alright.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Behave. Of course there's scuff. Why wouldn't there be? Oh. All right. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I need jangling for the other one too. So yeah, it is noticeable with the crit rate. We're gonna put jangling back,
Just
but we're gonna
sharpen my
leave
spear.
Diona. So now if we look at her crit rate, oh, it's still 17. I thought she had higher. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it is noticeable regardless because of the crit rate resonance. But for the
There are
wolf, I
leaves
don't think it's
around
really
it,
going to matter. So,
and I know just the two.
and then with the Volin, we'll probably bring in the blender. Possibly. Possibly.
Hopefully, this won't take long.
Okay, is Baiju doing something to the internet? Baiju? Baiju, I need you to behave.
To accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. It's probably going to disconnect again. I'm prepping for it. Don't worry. Kazaha, what is it? What? Look at this sprite. Why does he look like that? That looks weird. I'm just gonna rotate the camera. There you go, Kazaha. Now you look like you have a whole body. Yep, there it goes again. Alright. If it happens again, I'll probably have to stop stream. Because then that just means the internet's just unstable. Okay. Now we were gonna go fight the Wolfie. And we will bring Eula.
More speed.
Oh, Lynn. Alright. Why? Seriously, why do you do that when I'm so far away from it? Now, what do you want? You want apples? Sweet flowers. That's a pine cone. Alright, you got lucky. So I'm pretty sure if you go up that rock, you can find one. We still got, like, commissions to do. Can't have no internet hiccups.
More speed.
Yeah.
More speed.
Hopefully it was just a one-off thing. I just need to reset the PlayStation. But we'll see. I don't think the remote play had an update of any kind recently, so. But I am chugging. Excuse me for 1 second. No? Last few times I had logged into the computer, Steam is just like, I want to update. And it's like, why are you updating like every day?
Beg for mercy. Nice and spicy. The doctor was seen.
Nice.
Into the wind.
More speed.
You're not even giving me a chance
Bitter
to
pill to
run.
swallow.
At the frying pan, into the fire.
One with nature.
Shudder.
Why are you
I condemn you.
game?
More speed. Nice and spicy.
Mind the side effects. The wind knows me.
Beg for mercy. Good grief.
Oh my god.
A bitter pill to swallow.
This is...
Into the wind.
Okay, fine.
The doctor will see you now.
A bitter pill to swallow.
The doctor will see you now.
Push.
Remember, health comes first.
At the frying pan, into the fire. Hey!
think I've seen one of Kaya's in a while. Defense, of course. Why do you drop Earth?
Visibility is excellent. If we had...
And then we got the Ballin. Like I said, we'll probably bring the Blender team in. Although right now... we will set this back up like this.
Chivalry will never die.
Oops. You're in the wrong spot.
Need my help as usual? Chivalry will never die.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
A bitter pill to swallow.
There is the Ballin.
Dodge this!
The doctor will see you now.
Three face moves.
Mind the side effects. Cool it. This moment will be frozen. Into the wind. Freeze.
Okay, not too bad.
Race you!
A bitter pill to swallow. Cool it.
I think it's so far away.
Dodge this.
Booba, get them!
The wind knows me. Seems like an emergency.
Clouds high. The birds call.
You're toast!
Into the wind. Freeze. Don't get frostbite.
Oh, there's the Pyronado. Alright, got two, but not Venice, I think? HP is alright. I got a chunk, that's good. Got a solvent, that's good. No billets this time around, though. No billets. Alright, now we flip back to Eula's team because we are going to go mining. Again, we are definitely going to keep an eye on the connection. So I'm glad I'm not actually outright farming for things. Out to Fontaine. Back up here. before that, why don't we take a gander? Now, I don't think, I'm going to double check. Outside of that, I don't think I started leveling any of her stuff because I did Baiju's yesterday. Yeah. Like I said, all her stuff is pretty solid for what I have. If it rolls funny, okay, you know, that is what it is. But for the start stuff, everything's good. So let's start with the ER Sands. If that was attack percentage or crit rate, that would have been really good. So for here, we definitely want crit damage, but I'll settle for EM. And of course, we get flat defense. And flat attack. Yep. Mm-hmm. Just give me one crit damage. That's all I ask. Maybe that's what I get for leveling that one first. Since we're still looking for a similar piece for Xingqiu. But in the two current team comps, as long as we're not doing the Abyss, they could effectively share the same sands. That's A-okay, though. Work in progress. Well, I still need to go into the teapot, too, so I'll do that after we get the ore. No, don't go on an adventure. Not without me. Now let's actually remember to go up here. Going down here.
More speed.
Let's not forget about these two. I don't get doubles as often as I used to.
More speed.
So over the weekend, part of the reason I didn't get too much more farming on here or anything like that, I actually downloaded Weathering Waves just to try it out. My first impressions, it's very mid-ground. The story itself, for as far I'm not very far into the game, so I can't tell if it picks up or not. It's kind of boring. And very cliche because it's very like, okay, it's like you're possibly the destined one. What's that? You have no memory. Okay, sure. but like watching the characters like interact. So what are they called? Rover? It sounds so weird. The main character. So that game's version of the Traveler. It feels that they're very expressionless. So they're talking about like, not having any memory and stuff like that, and they're trying to help her because I did choose the female one. And the way that they like shake their heads. So think of the Traveler. When the Traveler actually does something, he or she has some kind of expression to them.
The wind knows
Even if it's just a simple like somber closing of the eyes and shaking your head. And the main character kind of didn't in Weathering Waves. But very much eyes wide open, straight face, shake head. It's like you could do a little bit better than that. In terms of the gameplay, for me it's a miss right now. And the only reason I say that is because there is controller support, but you can't change the buttons on the controller. Which means the button layout for me kind of sucks. Because for those who don't know, I mean, yeah, my head is blocking it, so you can't actually see it. I did change the controls on Genshin to make it fit more of, and a little bit of comfort to me. It makes sense to me. So, like, my dash button is the triangle button, and my skill and burst are R1, R1, R2. We already got those. So I was kind of hoping to be able to do that with Weathering Waves, but more than likely it's basically got pushed back for console release. And I do feel that that's it makes sense because it's like, oh, if you're playing on PC, you're probably playing keyboard and mouse. If that was the case, just don't put the controller system in there until you're ready for console. What? I don't know why I did that. That's not my artifact right. I was just about to go, where are my artifacts? You're not doing artifacts right now. You're gathering ore. What? So that was the biggest missteps for me. And again, that's just a personal preference with the controller. I think you should be able to change the buttons right now and not be like, well, we'll put it in later. Just use the controller and keyboard and mouse if you're uncomfortable. No, that makes me uncomfortable. But I mean, some things that they did do quite well is actually the wish system. So the game actually does have a novice banner or beginner banner like Genshin did with the Noelle banner. And set up similarly too. Instead of costing 10 fates for a 10 pull, it's discounted for you to do a 10 pull at 8 wishes. So it was nice to actually see that they did that. And but this is where I go, doesn't this make it a little easy? It's good, don't get me wrong. It is good that they did this. But I have to wonder, if it defeats the purpose of a challenge or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, you just want the 5 stars. Go after your 5 stars, boy. So I'm not really complaining about it. It just feels weird. And maybe that's just because I'm used to Genshin. And that's that the novice banner or beginner banner at 50 wishes. So instead of having the 2 pulls like the Noelle banner did, this one will give you up to, and I believe you have to do it at a 10 pull. I didn't actually pay attention to that. Only because I had enough to do this right when I unlocked wishing. And that's like, you do 50 wishes on the banner, and at 50 wishes, you are guaranteed a standard 5-star. And again, used to Genshin didn't do that. You could get a 5-star on the Noelle banner, you just had to get lucky. It wasn't guaranteed. I'm gonna fight you because I'm gonna run into you.
Into the wind.
Think you can bully me? Yeah.
And then the only other thing with the banners that's different is that the weapon banner, I believe it is, you're actually guaranteed the weapon. It's not like, yeah, you have to pull for it, you know what I mean? But it's no 50-50 or anything like that. You are guaranteed the signature weapon if you pull on that banner. So again, that's good, because the weapon banner on here is very blicky. Very blicky. But everything else, I believe, it feels a lot like Genshin, where it's like a 80 pity you were guaranteed at the 5-star, or the 50-50 kind of situation. But they also give a character selector. After, I believe it's after you get your first 5-star off the standard banner, you can actually use the selector to select a 5-star. So it'll target that 5-star for your next pull. Which, you know, is great. It would make it great to get constellations that way, or whatever they're called. I actually don't know what the terminology is for the constellation.
More speed.
But in terms of, like, you know, running around the world, I actually, like, after I unlocked wishing and did all the wishing I could, got my 5-star, I ended up with Encore. Where is this? Hello? Is it down there? Sure, okay. I didn't see it when I jumped off. I'll try one more time. Oh, wait. Is it here? Is it back here? I misread it. That might have been what it is. But yeah, once I unlocked my wishes and, you know, did them all, yeah, it was up here.
More speed.
I actually had to, you know, I fast traveled back out into the open world just so I could try them in combat and stuff like that. And it took me a hot minute to find something to fight. The world is big, but from what little I played, it's like, where are the enemies? And maybe that's just the beginning of the game. I don't know.
Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage.
We're just gonna grab these
But
when
the
we see
knights
them
had
because we
enough
want them for
sense to do
Farina.
away with all the superfluous detail.
I run the wrong way. Like, I know I went after the flowers.
One with nature.
Oh, I'm going down here. Okay, let me mark that.
Time to go.
Can't see nothing.
Beg for mercy.
The wind knows me.
Catch the drops. Catch the wind. So yeah, I think for me, like, I still want to try, like, really give Withering Waves a try, but I think I will have to wait for the console release, or unless they, you know, make the adjustment for changing the controller buttons. honestly, like, the combat is actually very fluid. Like, changing characters doesn't feel, like, stuttery at all and stuff.
More speed.
And I'm very curious as to see what the combat system can do. I don't see anything like elemental reaction, so it's not, like, that much of a thoughtfulness, but... Yeah, I know that's up there, but I don't know if I can reach up there. I know I have infinite... Is this the windy part? Yeah, this is the windy part, but I don't know if this is going to launch me or not. Even if not, I could get higher? Let's see. Will it bounce me up? I'm going to make believe I'm going higher. No. It's basically an invisible wall. Although it was nice of it to push me all the way back over here. Thank you. But you know, the whole thing with Withering Waves is that it did just come out, so it's gonna have some growing pains. Like, I'm very certain. Like, I haven't, you know, done my research on Genshin enough to know the pains that it had when it first came out. Outside of, like, okay, there's one character banner for, like, limited banners, you know. The roster, like, that's the other thing, too. The roster doesn't feel as big in Wuthering Waves. And I would, like, I believe everything that's on the... I don't want to say standard banner at this point, because obviously things have gotten added. But I believe everything on the Noelle banner, so all characters, were there from the start. Which honestly is quite a bit of characters. Okay, here's a question. Just because I'm over here, I need to get up here. Yes, I know. And that's where I'm going. I will say this about Wuthering Waves, though. So you see how I'm climbing here? You don't have to climb like a chump in that game. You basically can wall run up the stuff, and nothing really seems to get in their way when like there's like an obstacle. So like this over here, if there was like a little lip, I wouldn't be able to climb up like this in this game. Oh, I'm gonna aggro because I know I am, so.
Into the wind.
Shaken and stirred. Beg for mercy.
Bonk, bonk.
Eye for an eye.
Explode. Alright, let's see. I think I'm high enough? But just to be sure. You get a nice little boost from Kazuha. So now the question is, can I get to it? Because, like, going next to it, there was a wall. Now I'm above it, but I don't know what's going to happen when I go to descend. We'll see if I... Oh? Oh, it's pushing me. We don't want to go too far down, because then we're not going to be, like, in the middle. And as it is, I think we're still on the outside. Yeah. And that's what's bad about that part, because guess what? We have infinite stamina here, basically. So we have to turn that off in order to get that. That stinks. That's stinky.
More speed.
And we leave Rocky alone.
Yeah.
We have to go down here and over here. Yeah, I see them. They're with the slams. And we got more Farina's flowers, so we'll grab those.
Yeah.
I did not hit that button, Eula. You just wanted to swing the sword, huh?
Shudder.
One with nature.
No, my sword. Crush. Beg for mercy.
Lovely. Alright.
More speed.
More flowers.
Shudder. Crush.
There we go. I want to go over this way. Oh, they're making some funny noises.
More speed.
A new job.
Beg for mercy.
The wind knows me.
Crush. Yeah. Beg for mercy.
Boom.
Yeah.
Those go down here. Oh, I didn't realize this was like down here. Then I just got to go across the way with the one with the treasure first.
Crush.
One with nature. Can't come.
Well, the music did start. Where are you going? There you are. And if this is right, this should be one around the
More
corner
speed.
here too. Yep. Okay, it's this one.
More speed.
Into the wind.
Shudder. No, my sword. Yeah. Yeah.
I miss one? I know one went rolling. Oh, it looks like it's fine. We teleport back over here, go back up by the treasure hoarders. Where the treasure hoarders were, I should say. Go over here.
Beg for mercy. Shudder.
Lining up like a baseball bat there, Jula. Download drops. Not that one. Surely this one. I lied. For here.
Crush.
Crabs are all lined up in a row, so there's no reason not to kill them. Give me my pearls.
Beg for mercy.
And now we aggro the hilly trolls. Here they come.
Crush. Rain outlines your fate.
The wind knows me.
Yep, you do that. Checking, there's nothing over here. Ugh.
More speed. Shudder.
I totally thought that was a treasure chest. I was bamboozled. Bamboozled, I say. Alright, we're just going for the overworld ones, not ones underwater.
One with nature.
Crush. Rack and ruin. Rain outlines your fate. Think you can bully me?
Really, you continue to follow me.
Into the wind.
Beg for mercy.
One with nature.
Did he go home or did I kill him? Oh, he went home. He's over there now. He was like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. This was a bad idea. To which I say, you are absolutely correct, Mr. Hilly Churl.
Yeah. More speed.
the wind.
Shaken and stirred. Shudder. Crush. Think you can bully me?
Good job, Diana. Come on, come. Because why not grab those? That was all over here. And there's like a couple other little spots, like this one down here, and I think one up here? Yeah. Just a couple.
Time to act.
One with nature.
Sketch. Shudder. I condemn you.
Okay, I think that's good. This one, that's a fishing spot. And then just that one. Yeah. We can turn off the navigation for that. You don't see me. Oh, actually, I do need to go back down there. I believe the rocks are behind the ship. That's okay.
More speed.
So let's fight these things, because they'll probably aggro me anyway.
Rain outlines your fate.
Easy enough. And that will be our last rock fight. Overworld. That's so hard, Eula. Alright, let's go to our teapot, because we haven't been there today.
Would you care to sit down?
I have some tea, thank you. I did it again. I forgot to actually come back and buy some more stuff yesterday. But that's okay, because what that means is that I have enough for the transient resin. Oh, can I climb all here? Yes, I can. That's actually good to know. So they actually added that for everything. Oh, is it because of this? Yeah, that's why. Okay. So we get our resin. And we make sure we buy the violet grass. And the violet grass. Everything else, I believe, is a little bit easier on the overworld. I will do, that. Pretty sure I need to go get some more, but these are plentiful over in Inazuma. And Kazuha already has enough. I would just be gathering extra for Yaimiko if I decided to go for her.
If you ever have it.
Actually, let me take a look at the. Okay? You look down.
Would you care to sit down and...
Trust rank. Oh, that gave me like nothing. We're extraordinary. Okay. Probably will need to get some
If you
wood
ever
at some
have any
point, some
questions
lumber.
about the realm with...
Oh, we gotta do commissions too. I'll do those in a second. Not bad. Alright, let's go do our daily commissions. We do see 1, 2, so we'll just do that. Reach the destination within the time limit. Boo! Not a huge fan of these ones.
More speed. Beg for mercy. Body and mind.
Especially this one. Like,
More speed.
okay.
Crush.
Cool. Like this one, you have to.
The wind knows me.
You actually have to do the obstacles. Because otherwise, the path forward doesn't open.
One with nature. The wind knows me.
On the legs, there we go. Eye of the storm.
No, my sword. Think you can bully me? Shudder.
Fluff? What the frick?
Sketch. More speed.
Oh, it's this person. Right, there's a teleport. Yeah.
Time to scout.
I don't remember you being.
Are you here to
nature.
No, my sword! Let me amuse
Rack and ruin.
just once.
How?
Crush.
Weren't you summoned with her?
Shudder.
Rain outlines your fate.
Let's go back and talk to her. Ah, monsters! Okay, let's go back and talk to her. That's what I just got from that.
The wind knows me. Time to go.
Awesome. One more.
Time to go. One with nature.
Shaken and stirred!
The wind knows me.
Beg for mercy.
That was quick. Alright, is that everything? Oh, I haven't even looked at this. I can barely see it, but we're very much over, I think. Are we? Actually, no, that's not that bad in terms of our vector rank XP. It could be worse. Could be worse. But again, we are just making sure we can survive if I up the world level, so. Let's go to Fontaine, because it sits right here.
Ad Astra at. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra at.
There we go. Awesome. Do we have anything that we can throw in here? Because again, we're still looking for that piece for Xingqiu, so we might as well throw some stuff in the strong box if we ain't gonna use it. Let's see. Yeah, nope. That one was okay. That's garbage. Alright, so we got one. That could be a new feather for Kaya, depending on how that rolls. Kaya will be probably possibly after Baiju, because we're still looking on like Xingqiu and Zhangling at the same time. Kaya will be up on the docket because he's rocking a 3-star still, and he needs more Blizzard Strayer to get the full set. All right, let's see if we can get lucky. It's a timepiece. HP. You were half correct. It has ER on it. But not what we were looking for. Not this day. Womp womp. Alright, so we did commissions. We did that. I think we're just about done for the day.
But none of them believed me.
I know. So let's convert our primos into the wish. We have 2, so that brings us back up to 8, I think. 10. We have our first temple for Farina when she comes out. So that's good. If we do get any new characters, for example, like leveling Baiju will actually give us the 10 pull for here. Because I believe he has 2 more ascensions that can give us a wish. So that's another plus. I am just relieved we did get Baiju. He's gonna help out immensely. I love his healing. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today. Like I said, I will try to do Raiden Shogun tomorrow. And cross my fingers that the internet's not being dumb. So then we'll have that, and we'll have our dailies plus the grind on the ley lines. I think the goal is going to be primarily Mora, since we're actively using Mora. I just want to see. Yeah, I'm at 1.5 mil. Which in any other game would be like, yeah, that's pretty good. Genshin, it's not. This is low for Genshin. I have 52 heroes wits. Now, yeah, because I'm going to be leveling Baiju, I will need them. So, yeah, I think tomorrow we'll start with Mora, and then we'll do XP, and we'll alternate. And then if it looks like I need more and more Mora, then I'll just do the Mora ones. We do have the transient resin as well, so if it really comes push to shove, I can pop that for a little extra without going into the fragile reserves. I do need to unlock this thing, because I can up it like twice. So that might be a thing. And then Wednesday, like I said, I might check out Hako Life after we do our dailies on Genshin. And then, depending on how I feel about doing the multi-game stream, we'll either just return to Genshin or we'll do it again the following day and so on. Once we get every character that I want to up to snuff and getting their maths to go 90, because I want to do that before things become difficult, I will up the world and we will ascend them once again. But that's going to take a little bit of farming, because since the pure amount of material you need is quite a lot. Thankfully, most of the characters, like Eula here, she only really needs, not counting her drops, which we did get 3 on the last time we fought it, so, you know, she's already 1 in, needs 19 more. Chunks are going to be an issue. But she has all the dandelion seeds she needs, she just needs more Hilichurl drops. So we're just going to go on a mass killing spree of this of the Hilichurls and everything, and we'll get these no problem. I probably have enough to craft the highest tier, absolutely no issue. But we'll have that, and then of course we have like Diona and Kaya. They need the same drops, except for she needs arrowheads, he needs treasure hoarders. But we have more than enough Calla lilies. I don't want to fight Kenki again, but we will. Xingqiu. We're doing okay on that. Sunflowers as well. So yeah, after we get what we can for like Baiju and their artifacts, I'll get into the copium, quote unquote, artifacts, basically meaning that they're on 5 stars or on at least a set build. Because as I said, if by the time we finish Yinglings and we haven't gotten that ER Sans for Xingqiu, he'll just rock the 4-star. That's okay. Kazuha's rocking a 4-star right now. And we can always, you know, cycle back and re-get those ones as well. But just to actually do that, make sure we have the stuff for our weapons. That's not the button. There we go. You know, stuff like that. I'm looking forward to the resin cap going up, even though it technically doesn't do anything. But for my play, the way I play, it will help out. So I can be like, oh, I can condense my resin. Yay. Don't worry, Bennett. We'll get to you. I promise. Yeah, I think with that, I am going to call stream. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you tomorrow with some more grinding and some more Raiden Shogun. Till then, take care.